Want to know how we drink? We drink sexy. And it's because we drink 500 vodka. It's gluten-free, corn-based, and offers 3 premium products that is unmatched in the market today. Super ultra premium neutral, coconut pineapple, and strawberry lime. It is available in Total Wine stores in San Antonio, Texas, and Austin, Texas. If you want to vibe with us, then drink responsibly. Drink sexy. Drink 500 vodka.
Don't leave. Say I'm the only one you need. Say I'm the only secret you keep. Don't break me down.
Had to postpone my Canada tour, that kinda tore me up. Like when I tore my Achilles, after I crossed them up. Still went across seas like I ain't giving up. With a boot in the cross like I don't give a what. Who, when, how we get here now? I'm losing my mind while trying to win the crown. She building me up, try not to break down. Hold up, let me roll up. You want the ring before the title, baby, slow up. I'm breaking down every time that I scroll up. Trying to look my pops in the eyes, he thinking about chicken. He ain't worried about those lines, he thinking about sniffing. Cause he got cancer, feel like it's time ticking. And I need answers, feel like my mind's different. Instead of buying Amazon, we should be saving them. Instead of pouring behind my mama, should be praying for him.
Speak, words only say half what you mean. I'm not the only one you see. Don't break me now.
You're here with the Velvet Vibes podcast, your favorite podcast in the motherfucking world. We got somebody special on the line. We have here A Million, the poet. Talk to him, my guy.
Next move, best move. It's the million. We live. Let's get it.
First off, I don't think this guy needs too much introduction, but we're going to make sure that you're introduced accordingly. First off, tell us a little something about what makes your music different. Because, everybody's an artist at this point in time, so especially.
Right.
So what makes your music different, though, man?
Well, first of all, it's just like my name. It's a million percent real. It's no gimmick. Just like right now, I'm about to set my dog up in the middle of this interview because she's bossy.
Yeah.
So it's no cut in my lyrics and what I'm speaking about. I've never lied on a single bar, ever. You know what I mean? From my first one, even when we first came out, and we was imaginating, I never did that up till now where, I just think, what separates my music is no separation between where I'm taking it. Been an international artist for the last 3 years now. Been blessed to do that. And, now we stay here in this quarantine and I'm just, hustling smarter and still trying to make this tour happen and, basically make everything happen while this tour is not happening. I'm supposed to be on the road right now in April, so that's what I would say, man. Everything else, again, we talk about it during the time, though, but I'm just blessed for the humble opportunity, brother. Appreciate it. No
problem. Now, you actually just threw me a question right there because you threw me one because I need to know, and now you probably know where I'm going. When you say you never lied, now how is this done, and how do you avoid from? Because I'm sure you might find a good word that rhymes with something that's just so happen to not be true. Well, how do you avoid that?
Man, I say them bars for ghostwriting forever. You know what I mean? And I like to just stay intimate with mine. Like, I'm really, actually, to be honest with you, it probably stems from the fact that I started off as a poet. I don't really hear a million a poet as much now. It's really just a million, the international artist or whatever, however they want to box me, and I don't box myself at all. It's a million. But it probably starts with that, man. Like, I never tried to rhyme. Like, I felt like my life never rhymed. I just made it poetry. You feel me? It was always how I spoke. Even adolescent teachers would be like, yo, why are you always... It was just the way my brain articulated thought.
But hold on,
something that didn't make sense.
You don't ever slip one in a freestyle, because at that point you can't help it. You just
What I'm trying to tell you, I wish I could basically chime in somebody, a female or a homie. Like, it's how I thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally how my brain articulates information. So what I'm basically trying to say is, if the first rhyme is cat, I'm not trying to say what rhyme with cat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm literally thinking like, dang, that's my cat. Like, he was locked up where he at. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it all depends.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it's an organic process.
Yeah.
So I think that's what doesn't allow me to lie off the bat, because I'm not trying to make the word rhyme with something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you on that.
That's how I'm pairing off. Like,
so,
like what I said.
Go ahead.
You got me thinking, because you put me to the test. I threw you the oop, but you like, hold on, how you do that? I'm like, hold on, that's how I think.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Like the joint I'm working on right now, it's got a major artist on the feature. I can't wait for this project in quarantine to come out. But the first bar I got on there, I bought this beat while they was buying groceries. They was stocking up. I'm thinking how to get my stock up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I think. Like, that's literally what I was thinking. When this happened, everybody went to the grocery store. First thing I'm thinking about buying a beat for this project, and I'm thinking about what stocks is going up right now, for real.
For real. No,
like, that's how my mind thinks. So when I'm articulating it, you see how I ain't rhyming. Like, I wasn't like what rhyme was stock.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about what I was telling you what really happened.
You was throwing yourself a pass right there. You know what I'm saying? You throwed yourself a pass and you caught it. But so shit, speaking of that, like with the quarantine and everything like that, like how, like it has this, first off, how has it affected you, like financially, and how has it affected you creatively?
Man, I'm gonna keep it a million with you. It's definitely affected me financially, but glory be to God, like, I was always a long-term thinker, so I've always diversified my hustle. Even though I'm a full-time artist, you know, I'm getting into real estate now. I'm into, you know, I have workshops where I'm helping other youth and adult and prisoners, you know, free their minds. You know what I mean? Like, it's the way I maximize the potential of how I use words. You know,
facts.
I get to dig in that bag a little bit more. But when I say it's affecting me dramatically. Like, this tour alone, thousands have been lost in this next 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were supposed to be having this live in St. Antonio. I was just booked to come back. I just left when we was originally supposed to have this interview.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I ain't going front, like, just because, you know, I ain't thinking about, you know, where I'm going to live tomorrow. It doesn't mean I'm not going through it. You know what I'm saying?
And how is it affecting you creatively? Because I'm sure on that end it actually helps.
Now, that's where it helps. It's bringing the best out of me creatively. The worst times always bring the best out of me. So with this new project I'm working on right now, I'm going to actually leak it. I'm going to leak it to you first. It's going to be called COVID-1NA.
Okay.
Sure. You know what I'm saying? So I got something else. Like, I literally just asked God to use me. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been doing.
Yes.
So we gonna grow through it.
Are you now with you being home though? Are you tempted to not create? Because, you know, I'm sure you have an in-home studio, but there's always Netflix, there's always Fire Stick, there's always video games, and etc.
Right.
Like how are you managing your time and staying focused versus saying I'm gonna take a nap?
I'm gonna keep that a million with you too. It's more about balance, man. Like I said, when you do this full time, I was already programmed to hustle organically, because I don't have to wake up and clock in. I could sleep all day if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But in a month, how's the mortgage gonna get paid? How is the lights gonna stay on? Like, just because it's flowing good don't mean it can't be a dry spell, as you see now.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm not gonna say I'm writing 24/7. Like, what's going on in my real life is actually it's coming out in the music. Like, I was watching Netflix a little bit. I like the show Ozark. That just came out in the bar I just wrote yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I literally take whatever is going on. So I want you to feel like somebody who's in quarantine when you listening to it. I'm just gonna, you know, kind of inspire you a little bit, because just like I started with this same bar, like I bought this beat while they was buying groceries.
Yeah.
They was stocking up. I'm thinking, I'm trying to inspire you at the same time to get you through the quarantine.
Man, that's a fact too. And the thing about it, luckily you using it to your advantage, because this could go the opposite way. Like it could give you less to talk about, because you're like, well, I'm always at home, so I really don't have anything to say except, you know, I'm watching TV, you know, or you can use what's going on as content.
Yes,
So have you ever had any writer's block? Well, you actually off the set, you did tell me that you don't write like on paper. So I'm assuming that you so do you punch bars like as it comes to you?
I punch in, but I learned how to write in my head. That's the real trick to it. For me, I can only speak for myself. I learned how to write in my head. I stayed on the road a lot, so I had to learn how to create in between time, whether it was driving 5 hours to get my daughter or whether it was on the road. So I would literally not have time, so I would have to rehearse bars in my head. And over time, I had a great memory and was able to just keep that going. Like, it's crazy. As soon as you just said, do you have writer's block? A bar came to my head. I remember I made a bar just so I would never have it. And I was like, what I said, I don't have writer's block. Honestly, I'm just a writer trying to stay off the block. Like that was more of a struggle to me than words.
Yeah.
I was trying to provide for my family to stay off the block. Like writer's block.
Facts.
You know, part of my French. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no shit. Talk. You can say it. We keep it 1,000. We keep it 1,000,000 actually on this episode. So yeah. So now, as far as features though, this might be helping, because I'm sure you got a lot of people you can connect with, and you know you can fire verses back and forth. Is that going on too?
Yeah, I'm loving that part about it. I wish I could tell you the name on the first one, but she's super dope to me, and I'll just give you a hint. Like I fell in love with her voice when I first heard it with Nipsey Hussle.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? And this song I naturally played, and I was actually supposed to be in L.A. I'm giving another hint. I was supposed to be in L.A. If you look at my tour schedule, I was going from San Antonio to L.A.
Damn.
And she was just left that venue, so I was like, oh, this is crazy to connect with that, because we on the same, you know, car.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just reached back and you know, the vibe was there, man. So we just organically trying to create this project. Or not the whole project, but the song, pardon me.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, the features been dope. Like basically every place I was supposed to be on tour, I either got a production from that place or a feature from that place, and it's going to make up this new project. And anybody that knows my music knows that's how I create my project. One in a store was nothing but every place I was at during that store, what was you know, motivating me at that time, and we put it down. I timecasted the lyrics.
Why is it called One in A Tour? What does this mean?
One in A Tour. One in A is my brand. 1 in a million.
Okay.
And of course my name is a million, but the movement is bigger than me. So the goal is to inspire millions to become 1 in a million, and not another statistic. So basically, it's like tapping into everybody you see and meet, and inspiring them that they got something in them that's priceless.
Facts.
Once you find that, you define that. So I do that with my whole movement, man. Because basically 1 in A Tour was created organic, because every place I had a show, a hip hop show, I would always visit a school in that area or a prison in that area. And I just kept doing it wherever I was at, whether I was overseas, whether I was, you know, on the West Coast, mid, or, you know, we was just on Central Time in San Antonio. I had 2 schools out there. Salute to them. What is it? What's the name of that school? I'm going to give them a shout out. Oh man, yeah, I'm trying to tell you, it was two really good schools out there, man. I couldn't wait to get there.
I feel you. What about production wise? Like I heard you say that you buy beats. Do you make beats as well? Do you do any mixing and mastering, or do you have good connects on that?
I have pretty good connects on that. I try to let the production be his own artist.
Yeah.
It allows me to focus. But I play with it from here and there. I haven't actually produced one that I rapped on yet. But I mean, look, we in quarantine. You never know nowadays. If somebody start getting selfish, you know, the more my stuff got out there, that you know, it wasn't as hard to find beats as when I first started.
Yeah.
So you know.
What's your process with that, with picking beats? Because, you know, the thing about it, there's a lot of artists that they get highlighted because they pick good beats. And of course, we know beats, you know, it's really an essential piece. But some people, you know, if it's just a vibe, it's just a vibe. But, you know, just to name a few, they always say people like The Game, Rick Ross, like they really are good beat pickers. And, you know, in history, people have mentioned Nas as not being a good beat picker. And there's other artists, you know, just to name a couple. So what's your process in picking beats? That you know it's gonna be a vibe and not just oh yeah, I hear a drum, let's rap.
That's my process, though. You just threw me the alley-oop because that's my process. I'm a vibe and I'm an energy person. I'm a frequency person, all the way down to the megahertz. You understand? Like my production, my engineers even know what frequency I want that to be. That's how deep this is. But the artist you named, I have these. It was originally produced for them. Like those are poets. Those are the original poets and lyricists and hip hop. You name Nas and Rick Ross. Those are actual artists. I really love. I love both of their selections. Now, Nas has had some, you know, ones that I didn't necessarily like, but I just think it was where he was at in his artistry and just trying new things. When you get to a certain level, it's not about just what other people want to hear anymore. You know what I mean? You try to tap into different places, you know?
Yeah. How would you handle that though? Because if you're at that point in your career, some people are at the point where they'll say, you know, they're like, I'm gonna just stay me out, you know, core to my day one fans. And then some people get to the point they're like, cool, I'm gonna make a reggaeton track, or I'm gonna do something else.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, have you ever had the pressure?
I started out. It's two things that allow me to do that. One is I'm gonna always be true to the soul aspect of it. Like, you're gonna have to feel it.
Yeah.
Because when I fell in love with hip hop, I fell in love with Nas, If I Ruled the World, DMX, Slip and Fall and Can't Get Up, Tupac, Keep Your Head Up. You know what I mean? Jay-Z, the list goes on. But the songs that touched me was the ones that touched my heart. So when I got into this, that was my goal. And I realized my biggest supporters resonated to those records. They'll tell you about it. I still get it to this day. Air It Out, song I put out 6 years ago. People still tell them out. It saved their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got those records that, to me, those are timeless. So I'm always going to have a good portion on every project for that. Like, I'm never going to forget those times when I was hungry, those times when I was going through it. Like, and those are the people that I like to speak to. Now, when it comes to the other beats like you named, what allows me to keep doing that is the way I travel my tour schedule. Like, I really have a Montego-based tour every year. You see what I'm saying? I really have a Dominican Republic tour. So when I work with producers, automatically that different sauce come out. You know what I mean? That jerk sauce a little different than than the curry and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel.
So it's different than the burrito sauce. You feel me? So I'm gonna put a different sauce on it, but it's still gonna be me. I'm gonna always stay true to me, but you gotta evolve, bro.
Facts.
You gotta. It's the difference between changing and evolving. You know what I mean?
I know. You said a lot without saying it.
Before we leave, it was Brian P. Steele. That was the first tour I was supposed to go out yet.
Okay.
I was saying it.
Shout out.
I told y'all. Yeah. I was gonna be on my mind if I found it out.
Yeah. I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
Yeah. J. Frank Dobie. in Samuel Clemens High School too.
Okay, shout out to them schools. I know y'all
Yeah,
y'all at home with the pen and paper.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
so let me ask you this: on a typical studio day when we ain't in quarantine and when you in person with the other artists, what's your normal vibe like? What's your process? You know, some people need to smoke, some people need to have something to drink, some people need to get twerked on. What's your process that, you know, to when you in the studio?
It depends on the song, bro. It depends on the song. Like, if it's a club record, I like to have more of a club vibe.
Yeah.
That one I might have more people in the room. If
Yeah.
it's a record where I'm touching their heart and we talking about like saving life, like sometimes I have a closed session. I don't want nobody in there.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? If it's a ladies record, I don't mind a vibe or a lady or, you know what I mean, my significant other. You know, I don't mind that being in the room because that's what I'm talking to. You know what I mean? So that might be it might put an instant in with that one. When I'm in the other vibe, it might be a stage. And then if I'm in the trap vibe, you know, I don't mind whatever the broskies or whoever need, you know, they might need their weed or whatever. I'm trying to get high on the natural high, but you know, I'm around it all. You know what I mean? I take it all in.
They might have to twist their fingers up real quick while you spit them bars.
Yeah, man, I accentuate whatever the vibe is. That's all I'm saying, basically.
I feel you. And actually, you know, this is an interesting thing I like to have to ask when I when and you brought this up. With you having a significant other, is it hard to balance what's appropriate, what's not appropriate? When, of course, you know what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, and stuff like that. But when you building a fan base and you have, you know, you've got dudes that they just fuck with it because they just like, I just like it. But you know, you may have females that be like, oh, I like his music, but he cute or something. So you know what I'm saying? And because
you taking it in, and this is the first time I didn't talk about this aspect, but it's cool. It's all about growth, like you said. And,
yeah,
you know, even it took me to grow to even say significant other because I'm not in a, you know, it's not a relationship yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's to the level of a Lauren and Nip or something like that. You know, a Will and Jada. Like, I'm not at that level yet, but I know how to, you know, direct my energy.
You know how to take pictures.
Exactly, enough to take it serious so I can get it reciprocated. So I'm at that stage right now. So yeah, I go through the, why that person had to leave the hard eyes under the comments. And I'm like, hold on. Listen, we ain't worrying about hard eyes and like, you worry about who I'm comment back to or, you know, maybe speak on if I'm speaking to somebody in holding my phone, but we're not gonna argue about energy coming from people I don't know.
Facts.
That's what we're not gonna do. So I'm still at that stage where, you know, I'm being myself. I'm learning the person, and you know what I mean. Just really coming to an understanding so that I can fully trust. Because I got trust issues. You know, I have my daughter just turned 13, man. My daughter just turned 13, April 3rd.
Indeed. Happy late birthday.
And I promised her. I said, man, my next relationship, I want to be my wife. So that's why I say significant other, because it's like, I'm not even looking for a girlfriend. Like, we been did that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, next move, best move in love, too. Not just in life, in the music, and in business. Like, no, my next, I want to be a wife.
Facts.
So that's what we working towards. I'm not just doing this to be playing around. I got too much at stake.
Playtime over.
Playtime over.
I feel
and you heard that first from a million, like, playtime over. I don't even look at it like that type of situation. Like, I'm trying to build an empire, man.
I'm gonna take this down a different road. Have you? I gotta know if you do this or if you against this. Have you ever featured? Have you ever featured with an artist? Because some people just, you know, they let it run. But have you ever featured with an artist? You ain't got to name it, but you could just tell us true or false. Have you featured?
I don't know where you going with this, but let's go though.
Yeah, I'm finna go down a road. Have you featured with an artist where you had laid your verse already, and then they laid their verse, and you felt some kind of way, not no kind of way like, you know, some beef or something, but some kind of way like, I think I need to do my verse over.
See, I thought you was gonna be like, I have a beef with an artist that I done messed with.
No, we ain't. Look, you trying to get a wife? I ain't gonna take you down that road.
We're gonna go from the energy to this. And
yeah.
Now, I can honestly say, and it's keeping it a million, man. That's why all my interviews and stuff, because I ain't gonna lie, I don't care how that stuff. I've never had to do that. But I know many who have had to do that with my book.
Yeah. when you got it back, it was different.
I know that for a fact, man. That's why most of my features actually be with major like female artists, because it's just the chemistry is better. But a lot of these, especially if you got a bigger following than me,
yeah.
Oh, I'm going for the jugular. Like, I don't play.
Yeah.
So I know it's hard for, like, you know, I'm in the tri-state area and a lot of local artists, but I'm open for it. Like, as long as you got quality first. I'm not just taking money to do anything, just to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can barter. Like, I'm one of those type artists. If I like your work, let's get it in. Let's make something bigger than us.
Facts.
But I've never had to go back in. And my engineer tell you, shout out to Rocco. Young right, I've never had to go back in the booth and redo something because no, I'm already writing that thing to kill. You hear me?
But tell the truth. When
tell the truth.
When you hear their verse, when they were the one that redid it, did you kind of snicker to yourself, or did you think to yourself, I know why they did this?
Oh, yeah, yeah, man. You know, but it's more of like I wear it like more of a badge of honor and integrity. I don't wear it like a boastful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if I do hear that verse or something like that, and I have to, I'm going to do it and I'm going to kill it. The world ain't going to never know I had to read it. It ain't no game in my skin. Like, I'm not going to let my pride allow me to not do the best that I can do. Or, you know what I'm saying? Bring the best out of me.
Facts.
You know, I started off as you know, my first dream was as a athlete.
Facts.
So, you know, in basketball, I wish I was playing against I'm at Nike camp, and you gonna tell me I'm number 38 or I'm top 100. He number 20.
You going back in?
Listen, and I've always been the type. I can't speak for everybody else, but I was always the type that I played better against better competition. My weakness was I would lower my effort when I played against lower competition, and that was something I had to learn and grow from.
Does that transfer over to music? Like, have you ever?
Yeah, definitely.
Not to insult nobody, but have you ever rapped with somebody that you pretty much knew what level they were on? So you may have not went down to their level, but you said, I ain't gonna set it on fire like that. I'm gonna just, you know, vibe a little bit.
Well, the great thing about music in the industry, that's where I think I became my greatest, because in basketball I knew how to be the best offensive player. I may have been able to be the best defensive player, but where I saw my life matriculated when I learned how to be an MVP in life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm about making other people better. I'm about absorbing what I'm going through. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I have a different mindset. I'm so comfortable with who I am. It's like, can't nobody be me better than me. So I'm just trying to be the best version of myself on that track. I'm not really competing from an aspect like who did different metaphors. I've seen major artists that technically may be able to do something, but man, every show I got somebody crying to me. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you pan to the camera like you seeing real tears. Like, I connect in a different way. I want to be the trillest. I don't want to be the who can rap the fastest and then, you know what I'm saying? So
you said something right there.
It's a different attribute. From a technical, you know, standpoint.
You said something there, because a lot of people think if you rap really fast, and I'm not against fast rap, but sometimes it fascinates people so much that they don't realize that nothing was said.
Right, exactly. That's why I'm always switching my flows up.
Yeah.
And I just love the versatility of that, because not only if you slow it down, you're going to hear something, but when I slow it down, I have to say something. So I like both of those.
Facts. Also, big
like both
words
of
don't
those
mean you're killing it either. You know, big words don't automatically mean you're killing it.
I learned that early too. I used to be very just like what was my first? Remember back when we heard? I'm taking it back. I met the comical. Not like I used to be. I was a natural poet too, so I used to a lot of my. I think I was very deep into words.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned how to master being deep, but not as. I don't know, man. I got like a good in between game. That's how I the best. I want you to think, but I want you to catch every bar.
You don't want their head to hurt.
It's harder later, but I got so many facts. I don't want to have you stuck.
Yeah.
This is real, man. This is real. Like.
They don't need to break out the calculator just to hear listen to your album.
Exactly. Like, man, you got it. Who was I just saying? Like, I'm in the mode of the song I'm in right now. I'm trying to think about. I was in the mode of the song that I'm writing just to show you like how when I'm laying it's deep, but it's not over your head, in my opinion, because I use a lot of double entendres and stuff. So it sounds good and it sounds simple. It actually sounds simple, but when you go back at it, you like, hold on.
He was telling me something else.
I bought this beat. What I said, I bought this beat while they was buying groceries. They was stocking up. I was trying to get my stock up. I'm thinking liquidation while they mop up. They trying to catch the drip. I'm trying to cop up. Hold up. I know it's stocked up. That ain't the corona. I'm a loner, but the flow thick like Vic's in the aroma. Rock on the mix like Vic on the controller. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
slow that down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying the same thing, right?
Yeah, I hope you know I gotta hear this again.
You know what I'm saying? Walk you down.
Yeah.
We already talked about the bars in the stock, right? The groceries in the stock. I said they trying to catch the drip. I'm trying to cop up. You see what I'm saying? Like.
Come on now.
Hold up, my nose stopped up. That ain't the corona. I'm a loner, but the flow thick like Vic's in the aroma.
Come on now.
You know what that Vic's on that chest smell
yeah,
like?
Yeah. Now, hey,
and then I made it relevant, right? I said Rocco on the mix like Vic on the controller. Rocco is my engineer.
Okay.
Vic on the controller was my best broski. This was my musical broski. He passed away, going on 4 years now.
Oh wow!
It feels like yesterday, so I might even be getting the time wrong. But
Wow.
Victory, the producer, this is the guy who I had a best-selling book out. That's why they still call me a millionaire poet. My story in the hip hop is different.
Oh,
I had a
snap.
best-selling book out, and I was traveling with poetry. But it was never like you snap your finger type poetry. I told people it was me rapping to the beat of my heart.
So what made you kind of ding over to rap? I'm sure you know.
It was Vic. I was cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a million with you. I had a developmental deal with a major label when I was 19, but I was still a basketball player, so I was still in love with the game. You know what I mean? So I forgoed it. Boom. You fast forward 5 years later, I made Victory, and we sitting here talking about, our kids, He used to always be like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, Mill, your flow, what you saying, like, please, like, just take some of my beats, let's put some out and just see what happens. He was like, yo, you the one I'm in Delaware. That's a small state in between, Philadelphia and my hometown of Washington, D.C., where I was born, but I was raised in Delaware.
Okay.
Right? So he's like, bro, you the one that can make it out of here. We had a lot of people that had, local success and major radio hits and stuff like that, but nobody was on the road, traveling, making a living doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
For a long period of time, he always just said, bro, I know you can do it. You got the look, you got the words, I used to be like, man, look, we gonna see. We put that project together, man, in the studio. Took about almost 6 to 8 months, perfected. I put that thing out, bro. My first mixtape ever. I got a video on MTV, VH1 Soul. Like, it was crazy. You know what
shit.
I'm saying? It had quality success. I kid you not, and I just never looked back.
You might want to drop the name of that so somebody can do their research.
Man, listen, the best-selling book was PIMP, Poetry in Motion Proceed. The first project was Poetry in Motion, the soundtrack. If you go to YouTube right now, you type Air It Out or you type Black Symphony, you know, I'm actually really, how can I say this? Like, when he passed away, I was very careful with his music. I didn't want to capitalize off of it. So I need to sometimes put that on, you know, all platforms. But that's how I took it so hard. I didn't even want to promote or capitalize off of that project. It sold a lot of physical units at that time.
Yeah.
We talking 7 years ago, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually understood, because when things like that happen, it could, even though, of course, not saying that would be the case in your case, but it could easily be looked at as, oh, I see what you're doing, or you're trying to, you know.
Man, I couldn't do it, man. For real, I didn't even imagine you work on this project. It's having success for about 2-3 years, right?
Uh-huh.
And I have one of my first tours. I think I had the BET Awards, got invited to that. And then was getting ready to go to, I think it was L.A., from Atlanta to L.A., and all I remember is getting on the plane after the show. I had it was with Pride. Killed it. I'm like, bro, they loving the music. You was right. Like, you was right. Because it was a little stagnant where we was at. It was, I don't know whether it was over their head, they wasn't catching, I don't know. But I got on that road, and it was crazy. So I'm on the phone calling them. I'm like, yo, this is dope. I just got him a ticket to L.A. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you got to come with me to see this. I need you to see this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I got off that plane, and he answered the phone, and I realized he passed away. Instead of L.A., I was performing at his funeral.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I missed the money to do the funeral. I couldn't even think about even rapping after that. So I was like, dang, I don't even know if I want to. It just felt bad to be finally making it, and then you can't even celebrate it with the person who said, yo, let's go.
Facts. No, I see where you're coming from, and that's a real decision that you had to make, because you could have, you know, easily not been there because you were so busy trying to continue to pursue at that time.
Oh man, it was tough.
You know,
it was tough. We did it from a different place. We did it to feed our you know, his son had a birthday 2 days before my daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baby Gianni. You know, salute to his birthday. And my daughter Leah, and he's an Aries. He's a 420 baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is a big month. And I just, like I said, man, we did it from a trying to take care of our families. I never did it for no life. We really loved it.
Facts.
You know, and I never did it for no fame. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I lost houses over this stuff. Like, people always want to talk about what they see now. Now talk about them losses I took.
Yeah, you got to catch some L's to get the W.
What? Man, look, that video you was talking about, look it up.
Yeah.
When that video was on MTV, I couldn't even afford my cable bill to watch that.
And I believe it. Yep.
I'm gonna keep it $1 million with you. I put my all into that project. It was fully invested in myself, independently, and I ain't had nothing left. But that movement kept moving though.
Yeah. and fast forward to now, you know, we know what's going on with quarantine and etc. Yeah. But we know that, you know, it's causing you to work harder. So is there an album coming? And if you can speak on that, is there a date, or, you know, you just...
Oh, I already gave you the link. They didn't even know the name. I was going back and forth between naming it the quarantine, the pandemic, the cure, and then I was like, nah, COVID 1 and A, the cure. Like, we gonna keep branding what we doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
It went from 1 and A mixtape to, you know, 1 and A tour, and I had a Key to the City mixtape too. And now we had COVID 1 and A. We're gonna walk you through what it felt like and what I was going through, the ups and downs of it. Because now it's real. Like,
Facts.
we fast forward, and like I said, I lost the career before. Put my all into this. I didn't want to have my foot halfway in the streets and halfway in over there. I put both in and started losing. You hear me?
And before I was going to, and I'm still going to get to this about the album, but you just gave me a quick idea too. If do you have any sense of fear now? Because as far as the way you move, because you can, not saying you're going broke or nothing like that, but of course, this applies to everybody. The money you have, you want to use it smart. You don't want to use it crazy, especially.
I'm forced to, man. I'm forced to.
So how does that go for promotion and stuff like that? Like, do you have any fear, like, oh, I might want to slow up on a promo, or I may not want to do this or that, because this could cause you to not promote things properly. So how are you moving with that?
I don't know no other way though, man. I don't know how to cut no corners on my product.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's just like the streets. Like, I gotta keep it pure. It might be less, but I think it'll stretch more.
Facts.
So I'm not gonna stop the way I do my promo. It just might not be as much quantity wise.
Yeah.
But like, come on, bro. I'm getting the COVID-1 masks done right now. That's gonna be the promo. Ray, you see what I'm saying? The COVID-1 the cure mask. Why not?
You killing the merch.
When I had a key to the city, after I won a key to the city in my city, I had a key to the city mixtape. I'm giving out key drives that you can plug into your car, your MP3. You know what I mean? When I had Road to Firefly, that's one of the biggest festivals in the world.
So I see you. I see you slick.
Wristbands. If you take the wristband off and you can plug it in. It's loaded with the videos and the MP3s all loaded on it. DJ Booth can just plug it in.
Yeah, you slick with promo.
Been like this, bro. I always been like this. My first project came with my book. Like, I always been like this. Yeah. This is just nothing but an organic promo.
Shit,
so it's not gimmicky. It's organic. Like,
yeah. So we looking at any dates for the album so far or not?
I don't want to do a date because I'm still waiting. The thing about some of these big features is you gotta sometimes work on other people's time.
Yeah.
So I'm being considerate to that. We talking Grammy Award winners now. So it's like I'm being considerate to that.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to drop it and miss out on a good one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just hoping sometime in May.
Okay.
Mayfield, Mayday. I'm like Mayweather. Like I always like dropping a big project in May, like May Day. Like, you know what I mean? So
I'm hoping it come then, but you know what? We ain't gonna hold you to that because that's understood. Because if you waiting on stuff like that, it's gonna make sense. If it don't come in May, it's gonna make sense. We gonna know why.
Yeah. We on God's time. I'm on God's time. He gonna tell me when it's time. You hear me?
Facts. So for everybody that's listening, they caught this interview. Hopefully they caught it in full. If they just walked in a room and somebody else was listening to it and they pulled out a chair and then they catching this part, how can they follow you? Where can they find you? If you got merch, just get all your shit off.
Man, I got everything everywhere. It's at A Million a Poet. You always get at me for business at a1million1na@gmail. But it's at A Million a Poet on every stream site, every social network. Other than Twitter. My Twitter was hacked. We're working on that. It's affecting my verification right now on Instagram, but we good. We're gonna make it happen. You can follow me anywhere, everywhere at A Million a Poet. And you can follow me when you following your dreams too. We're gonna meet somehow, some way, just like me and you. Look, this San Antonio. Salute to the whole Texas, man. I can't wait to tour out there.
Indeed.
Tour in city, whoever's listening, because it ain't like we ain't gonna make it there. We gonna get there.
Facts. Shout out to Artists Legit for helping this to come together. Anyway,
they have a video interview with me coming out real soon. That make sure y'all check it out.
Indeed. Well, shoot. With that being said, it looks like you dropped a lot of gems. I know I caught a lot of gems, and I know, just like you said, it probably was some double entendres, not only in the bars, but in the conversation. So I might listen back to this, editing it, and I might say, oh, snap, I need to hit them back.
I appreciate you, man. Your vibe just like your beat.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully they can hear me on one of them real soon, because what you sent me was dope. It was dope, so.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, your vibe is just like that. It's easy to rock with, literally.
Hey, there you go. Look, don't give them too much. We cooking with grease on the front burner. We out this.
I told you I think I thought that you thought I was playing. Like, this is real, man.
I see it's not a game.
I'm gonna let them pause.